When they say that hell knows no fury like a woman that is scorned, don't play. Get your popcorn, get water, get wine, get whatever. Because this story is about to keep you at the edge of your seat. I was living in an estate, okay, and it was a big estate but a small estate. So we all knew ourselves one way or the other. We had the salon where it was like the estate salon, typically. And I became friends with the girl who owned the salon. So I would go to the salon every other day after like whatever, maybe work, whatever activity had happened. I would stop by to say hi. Close to the salon was a small boutique. It was a unisex boutique. Inside the boutique, there was a barbing salon. So it was like a two-in-one shop. The owner of this shop was a man. That shop was opened for him by his girlfriend. The guy, me, and the girl who owned the salon were living in the same, let me call it street in the estate. So this guy was as a den driving a taxi. Okay, he was a graduate. However, he was finding it difficult to raise money to establish himself or to get like a proper job because of, you know, circumstances beyond him. And he had come from like a family where he was literally the breadwinner. So he had his parents and he had three siblings, two girls and a boy. So he carried this lady one time in his taxi. And after that encounter, they both exchanged numbers and became friends. From friend, it progressed to relationship. Let me paint the picture, okay? The guy was in his late 20s and the lady was in her late 40s. She had never been married before, never had a child. So when they met, obviously she was like, "You're too young for me. We can't do this. Like, it doesn't work." And the guy kept telling her, "No, like, I like you. I don't see anything wrong, except you as a person do not feel comfortable. Then it's fine." And she's like, "No, like, if she doesn't mind, if he doesn't mind, even though people would talk, as long as he's okay, she's okay." She was doing well. She was working as a civil servant. She had a good position. She was also driving. However, that day when she took the taxi, she had an issue with her car. Hence, she took a taxi. So they started dating officially. Every now and then, we would just tease him and say, "Did you date your mama?" Oh?" You know, those kind of talks that people make that are really not nice, but we make them anyway. And we knew as people that were close to him or that lived around him that he had a serious girlfriend back in school. Okay, so this girl would come every other holiday and every other time to pay him visit. The woman, on the other hand, asked him, "Do you have a serious person in your life? Because I don't want to waste my time. I don't want you to lead me on if this thing will not mean anything. So if you know you have someone serious in your life, let me know." And he said, "No, I don't have anyone in my life serious. You're the only one." They started dating. 6 months went by. 8 months went by. 10 months went by. 1 year went by. The relationship was officially 1 year and 6 months. He went to the woman and told her that he had found a shop and that he would love to rent the shop. And she was like, "Okay, how much is it going to cost you and how much do you have?" Then he said he had 100K. The shop was going to cost him 120 for a year. And of course, he needed to fund, fill the shop with goods and all of that. And she said, "Okay, I'm going to give you 1 million naira to do whatever you want. I'm not going to ask the money back from you, but like, if you want to pay me back the money, it's up to you, okay? But like, I'm doing this because we're dating and there is prospect for us to get married." Because he had promised the woman marriage. Oh. I want you guys to know that Wonka Wakonya, that he was going to marry her. And he knew deep down in his heart that he was never going to marry that woman. Okay. He gets the shop, he furnishes the shop. Things starts to happen, he starts to make some good money after a couple of months. After a while, he tells the woman that he wants to rent a 2-bedroom flat. He was staying in a studio apartment. They call it self-contained. He tells the woman that he wants to rent a 2-bed so they could live together. The woman says, "Okay, how much is a 2-bed?" He tells her the price. The woman says, "Okay, no problem. Let's rent it." The woman pays for the 2-bed, furnishes the apartment, okay? He kept the charade going that he was still going to marry her. The woman is in her late 40s. She started to fall in love with the guy. As far as she was concerned, there was no lies. The guy was being straightforward. She would come to his house. She would stay over weekend. She would go. Everybody was calling her madam. Everybody was calling her wife. His friend were referring to her as our wife. Then he told her that in December of that year, he was going to go and see her parents. Just broad daylighting, deceiving this woman to the core. She pays for apartment, furnishes apartment, rents for him a shop, business is going, he stops doing his taxi, he starts to make some money, he opens another shop, okay? He brings his younger brother to run the first shop. She also was paying for his siblings' school fees and was sending money to his parents. He introduced the woman to his parents, to his family, did all of this buhaha, knowing fully well at the back of his mind that all of this was just hardcore deceit. He brought his girlfriend to run the shop, told the woman the girl was his cousin, that she had done business before back in their own state and she was doing well and she had the eye for business. Rented a one bed for his girlfriend and his brother close to the shop, all right? Obviously, his baby's around. So he stops sleeping in his original apartment and now starts to sleep with his girlfriend and his younger brother. So the woman, asked questions like, why are you now staying there? Are you not inconveniencing them? Instead, bring them in here. I think this is a bigger apartment and then you can move there if that's better. But you're, technically abandoning this place and the rent is going. And it was like, oh, no. That because of the brother and the girl, he just wants to be close to them. Of course, he tells the girl who the woman is, okay? He tells the girlfriend that he has a sugar mommy that is sponsoring him. This is what he told the girl. That woman was a sugar mommy and she was sponsoring him. Mind you, the woman comes to the shop, okay? And the girl will prostrate and greet the woman. She had managed to make friends with a few people around the environment. November of that year, he traveled home to pay the bride price of that girl. They got back and realized the girl was pregnant. Okay? She was pregnant. She had carried belly. She was with child. So the woman comes around. She's not a child. This woman wasn't born yesterday. She visits the shop one time and finds, things were a little bit funny. Then she confronts him. And then he's like, no, that maybe the younger brother and the girl were doing something. It has to be because that's the only excuse. Okay, she buys that story. His younger brother and the girl were dating. He had traveled to Lagos to get goods. So she stops by, discovers, okay, things were not properly placed. So she was like, admonishing them that, look, is it because he's not around? You guys need to, pay attention more and take care of the place. And the girl looks at her and says, who are you talking to? Who are you to come and tell me what to do in my husband's shop? Wait, you see Guinea? You're what? She said, yeah, you heard me. Who are you to come and tell me what to do in my husband's shop? I've been tolerating you and I think it's enough. You cannot come into my husband's shop and tell me and give me instruction. Who are you? You see, did you just see your husband's shop? See your husband's shop. Auntie, did you just say your husband's shop? She said, yes, my husband's shop. Okay. So there was back and forth. We all gathered, tried to separate them, and the woman left. She called that clown. God forgive me. She called him and she was like, who is that girl? He says, his cousin. She said, because this girl just told me that she's your wife. At this point, the woman did not even know the girl was pregnant though. Okay? This girl just told me that she's your wife. And I have asked questions and people are seconding that she's your wife. Okay, if she's your wife, I need you to tell me she's your wife. Otherwise, she needs to leave. Then it's like, no, no, let me come back. When I come back, we'll talk about this. Let me come back. Let me come back. He eventually comes back. Okay. We call him to the side. By we, I mean like people that know him and know what's up. We're like, bro, this thing have cast. You need to speak to the woman and let her know what's up. Because at this point now, it's not looking fine. Okay? We talk about this thing, everybody goes to live their life. 2 days later, she visits the shop again. This time around, he was there. She comes and she's like, I am here to close the shop down. Unless, of course, you tell me who this person is. He tells her, okay, she's my wife. I'm sorry, I was going to tell you, but I didn't know how to tell you. The woman broke down, started crying, It was a mess. When I tell you it was a mess, it was a mess. I came back from work and people were telling me what had happened. Like, you know how people gather and talk. They were like, it was not funny. So she went and reported to the police. She knew people in the military. And unfortunately for her, the shop and everything, like, was in the guy's name and not her name. So there was nothing she could do. Okay? We all thought that was the end of it. We're living life, doing things. Everybody's going about their life. The girl, her pregnancy is starting to show. This is almost like 3 months after. His younger sister visits. So now you have his wife with a child, his younger sister and his younger brother and him. Okay? Wow. One beautiful evening, it had just rained and NEPA had taken light. If you had generator, you switch on your generator. Whenever it rains, we have this thing that we do. We just all find ourselves going to meet those ladies that sell corn and just sit around the fire and just, talk and gist and eat corn and everybody goes back to their house. It was not like an estate thing that we all do. So it had just rained and everybody stepped out of their apartment, went to the corn spot. We're all just sitting down there eating corn. Let's say after a few minutes, 30 minutes, NEPA brought back the light. Obviously, everyone was sharp NEPA. What happened afterwards till tomorrow still leaves me in a state of shock and questioning a lot of things. We were eating the corn, and people were starting to make their way back to their apartments because obviously there was light. And the next thing that we knew was that particular apartment was on fire. Again, if I call the area, a lot of people will know. So everybody, were like shouting, fire, fire, fire. When I tell you that this fire did not happen, this fire did not happen for more than 6 minutes. And the reason why I say 6 minutes, because I don't want to exaggerate and I don't want to lie. In the span of 6 minutes, the fire had engulfed that particular apartment. You would think the fire was on for 3 hours. Now, this is where the story gets interesting. That fire did not burn down that apartment. The fire started from the kitchen. And it was not fire as per actual light fire. It was fire as per electricity fire. Okay? So the fire started from the kitchen. It burnt the cooker, the electric cooker in the kitchen. Okay? It went into the room, burnt the younger brother, burnt his girlfriend, his wife. The younger sister was the one who switched on the cooker in the kitchen. So obviously she was the first partaker of the flame. She was burnt. The wife was burnt beyond recognition in 6 minutes. His younger brother was burnt almost to ashes in 6 minutes. And after burning these people, the fire by its own self went off. Nobody understood what had happened. We all rushed down to the place. Of course, you have to, like, people. It was just a lot. I'm shaking. Called ambulance. Ambulance came. They literally, as they were picking the brother, his skin was breaking off his body. That's how bad and how severe he was burnt. They rushed 3 of them to the hospital. Mind you, the wife was with child. Before they could even get out of the estate, the younger brother and the wife were pronounced dead. It was just the younger sister that was still half alive. Of course, they've called him. He was making his way back to, They got to the hospital and the younger sister was pronounced dead. So that's 3.5 persons gone in a space of what? 15 minutes. The entire estate was in mourning. People were talking, speculations were being made that could it be that woman that he jilted, that this is not ordinary. And because it was just very clear that this was not ordinary fire. He went back home. Of course, he ran semi-mad. Findings and found out that it was truly and indeed the woman. As a man, as a woman, if you go about life promising people things that you know you cannot uphold for any reason, be careful. That was how that woman wiped that family. Up until we left the estate, the news was that he was still running mad. Because at the end of the day, they found out that the woman did it. But like, where is the proof that she did it? So even if they want to arrest her, where are they going to start from? From where to where? Be careful how you guys move in this life. Oh. It's not everything you people will chop and clean mouth. Some things do not even taste.